Um, I wanted to make this video because I think it's really important for people to know that the military is conducting experiments on people, on humans, and I know this because they're doing it to me, and they are doing it to my child. I've suspected for about 15 years that something was going on. About 15 years ago, I started remembering some stuff from my childhood that I had blocked out of my mind, really. I mean, it wasn't even amnesia, I just blocked it out because it was so bad. I started remembering some of that stuff, and I was kind of questioning it, and I was talking to my mom and a few other people and just saying, do you remember this stuff? Do you remember, like, for example, when I was around 8 or 9 years old, there was this white van. I just remember this one day, I saw the white van on my way home from school, and I was really afraid. I was really scared, and there were men outside the van, and I was afraid, so I hid across the street, and I had like 2.5 hours of missing time. I don't know what transpired. The next thing that I remember is my mom running down the street, calling my name. I started thinking about this stuff about 15 years ago and questioning it, and right around that same time, the gang stalking started. People started attacking me, just like total strangers, at the grocery store, at the library. Really, really sophisticated attacks. I mean, manipulations, really. I mean, some of them were manipulations, some of them were just outright attacks. Psychological attacks. I don't really want to get into the gang stalking. I mean, if you want to know what happens and the kind of things they do, then there's plenty of other video on it. But for this particular video, I want to talk about the fact that this is the military. I am 95% sure that this is the military that is doing this testing, and they don't want this information to get out, obviously, because I don't even think I have to say why people would be royally fucking pissed if they found out what they've been doing to human beings, innocent. They've been doing this testing on me since I was a baby. They injected something into my son's head. He has needle marks in the back of his head. When I left him at daycare, I had him at daycare. I took him out of daycare after I saw the needle marks. I don't know what they were. It looked like needle marks. Now somebody is moving his arms. They're moving his head. It's really obvious. It's really obvious that it's not voluntary movement on his part. He's still a baby. So the military's been doing this testing at least since the early 60s. I know that they were doing this testing on my family. My family's not aware that they're being tested on like animals. I've tried to tell them, but people are just they're busy. They have other things on their mind, and they're overwhelmed. They don't understand. Anyway, the point is that I want this message to get out. I want it to get out to as many people as possible that this testing is happening. It's real. I've been doing research for about since I don't know. I've been researching for like 10 years, and I didn't know what it was at first. I mean, I thought like, it was like all these people saying it was aliens, and I mean, I believe in, that there are other beings in the universe. I just don't think that they're operating. Never mind. I'm not even going to go into that. I'm just going to say that I know that it's not aliens, okay? I know that it's the military that's doing this. I'm 95% sure that it's them. I mean, the technology that they're using is military technology. It was developed by the Russians. It was developed by the Chinese. It was developed it was developed by either the Chinese or the Russians first. I'm not sure who, but then the United States started using it. This is military technology that is being used against me, and this has been going on since I was a child. It's not something that just recently happened. I didn't understand what was happening until just recently, but I just really think it's important that people realize that this is happening, that it's real, that if it's happening to me, it could absolutely happen to you. It could happen to your children. This is not something that they're not conducting these tests just on adults. They're conducting these tests on anybody they damn well want to conduct the tests on. And they're getting away with it. They're getting away with murder. Literally, they're murdering people over this. I mean, I can tell you just an example from my own life. I told you about that white van that was blocking my path home from school. That was on Jehovah's Witness property. It was on the property of the Jehovah's Witness church that this happened. And I was around 8 years old. I was afraid. I hid across the street. The next thing I remember, my mom's chasing after me, and it was 2.5 hours later. I remember this other kid. His name was Eric. I remember him telling his mom about that incident, and I couldn't figure out how he even knew about it. So in 1999, I was back home, and I'm from Alaska. I grew up in Alaska. I went back home, and I decided that I was gonna contact Eric, and I was gonna ask him what he remembered about that day. And I was thinking about it this one night. I'm thinking, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna go to Eric and I'm gonna ask him. The next morning, I woke up and my mom came over and she said, Eric overdosed on drugs last night. He's dead. So I'm telling you, guys, I'm telling you, the military is they're performing horrific experiments on human beings, and they're covering it up, and they are murdering people to keep this information from getting out. And I'm going to ask you to please download this video. Those of you that are my friends and family that I have personally given this YouTube channel to, please download this video and just save it, because I've been seeing a lot of things going on in the news lately and not just in the news, but in my own personal life. I'm being gang stalked every single day. I have people banging on my wall outside my apartment, yelling at me. I have people just screaming at me in the grocery stores.